Trailer does not reflect actual gameplay experience. The on-screen text and voiceovers are not present. Thank God. Thank God. What if they were in the game?
These TikTok trailers zooming in.
I'm just gonna say this: the legendaries, I thought they were gonna be cooler. Like they reminded me a little bit of how much I liked Zekrom and Reshiram. But now that they're the size of the player, not
that's
so much
fair.
They
no,
are
I understand that. I think that that's a problem with like. That's funny enough. That's something that they do in Pokemon Masters to make them fit on the screen, right? Like you have Maxie who has Groudon, and Groudon is like a head taller than Maxie, and Groudon is a continent-shifting being.
What I will say though, if you disagree with me, like anybody who disagrees with me is absolutely wrong. On this opinion alone, because I know I'm right on this. This Pokemon clears the other one, and I'm gonna prove it right here. Okay, look at his eye. Look at his eye. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
This right here. The way they just pop out, it's so funny.
Where's the animation?
This right here. Okay. All right, ready? I forgot their names. This legendary runs. He vroom, he go vroom, and if you look at the back of him too, here it is. They're not gonna show it. Oh, he's got jets, bro. He's got jets in the back of him. He's an airplane. Listen, all I'm saying is I've seen way too many
animals throw hands.
I see way too many animals running and flying and all that. This man is a literal car and airplane.
That's true.
For a legendary, I like that so much.
That is pretty cool. Literally, we were just talking about he needs the wheels for the water, but our electric friend just uses the wheels in the water.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The red dragon, he uses the wheel not to run, but he uses it to swim. Because you can't. I don't think he doggy paddles.
But what's the point? I don't know. I just think that the wheels on the other one just are out of place.
Yeah. I think they just should have both made him ride. That would have been cool. Like, it just makes me want to get Violet now instead of Scarlet.
That's fair.
But this looks cool. But again, it's like looking in some areas, you know what this reminds me of? The way the mountains are shaped and all that. This reminds me of when I was in high school and we had our first
Unity project.
I
remember that.
And we had to do the terrain editor.
I remember that.
This looks like my first experience with the terrain editor.
You remember you would take it and just go
yes.
And make the
it looks like crazy. I went into the terrain editor and went like that's kind of what it looks like to me. Again, it's probably just because it could have looked a lot nicer, but Switch hardware. But in some areas, it just looks so
the rich culture.
If it weren't for the big text in the way, I like this though. I can't wait to see what city this is.
Shout out to Duraludon right there, by the way.
This looks like some kind of like high wealthy city, and that's what I like to see.
I like that a lot. Yeah, so this was interesting that in the different games, they're like different schools, which I thought was interesting. I'm kind of surprised that they did
schools, Fire Emblem.
3 houses. I'm kind of surprised they did that because, like, honestly, I definitely could have seen them just doing the same thing, and then they just changed the name of the legendary in the story text.
Yeah.
You know, because that's basically how it went for, like, X and Y. Where, you know, they were just like Yveltal or Xerneas, and Xerneas still never makes sense in the context of the game, by the way. But it was just kind of interesting to me that they did that. Like, I wonder what's the purpose. I assume what that means is that they're just going to have different obviously different professors, but I mean professors as in like teachers, right? I assume the school is going to have various different characters between the two versions.
Yeah.
So,
this screenshot looks amazing, but I had to point this out. I'm assuming this is not a actual Sunflora.
No,
this
it's
is
just a statue. Yeah.
This, yet again, looks like my first experience in ZBrush back in high school. Like,
yo, I remember that.
It like the lighting on it and there's just a reoccurring thing in this trailer is there's just so many models and scenes where the lighting just looks so off. It looks, I don't know.
And I will say, he also looks like bumpy.
Yeah, it looks jagged and
it doesn't
like
look
this.
like a carving. Yeah,
it's
it doesn't
like
look
when you
carving.
use the brush in ZBrush.
Yeah,
and it's
no,
like,
that's exactly what it looks like.
I'm an amateur, so I'm making ripples and bumps everywhere. I don't know.
Me with my hand on the mouse.
Like, this is a flower, so it's supposed to be like nice, smooth. I don't know.
No, I got you. See, as long as this text isn't in the background and this poor child's head in the cutscene,
Yeah, there's just like you walk around the overworld and there's just like random floating blocks of text. It's like that Sonic Frontiers trailer where there's like random like pipes and slides everywhere.
I love this Pokemon, by the way. We'll see more of him in a minute because they explain it. But
I don't even want to think about Yamper anymore. This one clears so hard.
he's so cute.
Oh, he looks like Banjo-Kazooie.
He does. He absolutely looks like, bro. That's honestly the best looking model in this entire trailer.
Yeah, for real.
That's cool.
Mom, I can't see you. The O is in the way.
Mom, where did this giant text come from? It scared me. There's Pachirisu, by the way. Pachirisu's animation. Yeah. Oh my lord.
So this one I'm going to assume is just, the game's not ready yet. I'm sure in the next 3 months something like that will get fixed. But other shots look nice.
I like these characters, by the way. This guy reminds me so much. Think, trainer, think. This guy reminds me so heavily of Pokemon Colosseum. I think he reminds you of the guy. I don't know if any of you are familiar, but there's this area in Pokemon Colosseum where you have to face 100 battles in a row without healing. And this guy looks like a descendant of the boss at the end of that area.
I was going to say he looks like a relative of, from Black and White, the Dragon Gym Leader.
Oh, Drayden.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
He looks like a buffer, cooler relative.
Yes. Yeah, so here's the gem mechanic. This is very interesting. I don't know how I feel about this because so here's the problem with this for me, right? I've always been like kind of
visually, I don't know how to feel, but I like the concept a lot.
Because here's the thing for me personally, right?
Yeah.
I understand that I feel like the Pokemon Company feels like to be able to sell a game, they need a new gimmick.
Yeah.
But I don't think that they do. Because, like, here's the thing, right? I absolutely love and adore Mega Evolution.
Just bring back Megas, yeah, please. Just bring back Megas.
I low-key think Megas ruined the whole aspect of, like...
because of what it set
brought
forward.
Right.
Yeah.
Now every Pokemon game needs a gimmick, which I don't think they do.
The thing to me is it's like, to me, Mega Evolutions, I feel it's more like Z moves because to me, Mega Evolutions didn't feel like a gimmick. It felt like a new...
Well, we call it a gimmick now.
Yeah.
It wasn't
because
then,
because they scrapped it in the end. But to me, it felt like a new age, a new evolution in Pokemon, where there's now a further evolution to the third stage.
Right.
I thought that's the route they were taking.
Megas makes sense, right? It's obviously they're having an evolution past their final stage. They're pushing their limits, right? Z moves make sense to an extent. It's just a more powerful, like... type move, right?
Yeah.
Giant Pokemon, granted, they change form, so it's basically just like Mega Evolution, but they just don't call it Mega Evolution. For the Pokemon that have a Gigantamax form, obviously for the Pokemon that just go giant, they're just bigger,
So my biggest problem with this, honestly, in terms of visuals, first off, again, because of Switch hardware, it's a beautiful concept.
I feel like this could look incredible on PC.
Agreed.
Yeah.
It just cannot look good on Switch, which is unfortunate. Like, as soon as they turn into their form and when they're in their form, like, what am I looking at half of the time? Oh, God. I don't know what I'm looking at here.
It's a rock.
Okay, here's the thing.
It's not a boulder, it's a rock.
If this screenshot leaked, nobody would know what this was. Nobody would know what Pokemon
It doesn't even look like Persian in this screenshot in particular.
Because it's just, like, it would look awesome if it wasn't for the fact that...
Okay, well, you could tell Lilligant at least.
But even still, like, they're just so covered in effects and all that, and it would look awesome on a PC game that has, foreground and background and all that, but on the Switch, they don't have that kind of hardware in the game, and so it all looks like it's on one, like, plain, I don't know. My biggest problem, honestly, with that whole thing, is it is going to get so old so fast in terms of visuals because they aren't unique about it. When I saw Lilligant, right? Where's Lilligant? Lilligant, I thought, oh, that's okay. This might be cool because look, she's a whole thing about flowers, right? And look, she's got flowers on top of her head, so that's her whole crystal thing,
right?
No, every Pokemon that's gonna have the grass crystal, they're just gonna have flowers on their head. It's all it is it's just whatever type it's gonna be, it's gonna get
They have
that
the
effect.
crest,
So
yeah.
they have like the specific like 18 models for this. They don't have one for each
See,
Pokemon.
that's the thing that I feel like was a benefit about Z moves, is because Z moves were quite literally just based on the Pokemon's type and were just a move.
Yeah.
It was a lot more like, okay, that makes sense that they can just use that if they have that type in their arsenal.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Gameplay wise, much better, because I love the concept of the fact that this gimmick brings a Pokemon can for however many turns, they're gonna have a new type with them too.
True.
So that is gonna bring a whole new competitive edge. With
True.
Dynamaxing, it was just you
You're
get
big.
bigger stats and
Yeah.
you're OP for the next 3 turns.
Right.
With this, what I like about it is it brings a new competitive edge. Is your team not? Do you have no one on your team that's effective against this type? Well, now you can have 6 Pokemon on your board even with multi types, but now you can bring more types potentially to cover more bases.
Right.
I like that, and it could also help Pokemon in some weak spots that they have.
Right.
The background
Ghost? What? Why? Oh, this is supposed to be like the cave has a bunch of crystals, so the character's
like
reflection.
reflecting, yes.
Gotcha.
Honestly, I think that's kind of cool actually in terms of like, because it's not like they've ever been super innovative with the backdrops of the stages or of the fights.
I mean,
So-
in Legends Arceus, you kind of, I don't really think you can count that because it's just the overworld.
Yeah.
You just fight in the
So
overworld.
if they're gonna have like a fixed like space like this, I think that's kind of cool that they add unique.
Backgrounds, yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, yes, raids returning is awesome because literally the only
Best part of
reason
Sword
why
and Shield.
people still play Sword and Shield is either for the competitive or the raids. So
Who is this man to bring Luminium? Like, oh, thanks, bro. You're gonna help so much.
yeah, it's really cool that they're bringing raids back. This is definitely a good way to introduce the new mechanic as well, to have the raid Pokemon be these crystallized versions, which I hope this means that we'll get to see these goofy crystallizations on legendaries.
Goofy.
I think that'll be pretty cool.
Look, that's the cave. That's the cave where they found the first
Crystal.
crystalite. So this has to be early in the game. I think in this game you're gonna get the legendary like right at the start of the game.
Interesting.
Wait
a minute, hold on. Can we
talk about
Hariyama vibe in there, bro? Hold on, go back. Look it up. Hariyama said.